In a world where everyone is triggered, the calm one holds the throne. Look around. Watch how quickly people explode, how easily they're offended, how desperately they need to react to everything, respond to everything, have an opinion about everything. They're emotional puppets. Their strings are pulled by every news cycle, every social media post, every comment, every slight. They're not controlling their emotions. Their emotions are controlling them. And in this chaos, the person who can remain calm has superpowers. Not magical powers, not supernatural abilities, but practical, tangible, life-changing power. The power to think clearly while others panic. The power to make wise decisions while others react emotionally. The power to see opportunities while others see only threats. The power to remain centered while the world spins out. This is emotional control, and it's not what you think. It's not repression. It's not becoming cold or emotionless. It's not shutting down or disconnecting. It's refined awareness. It's the ability to feel deeply without being dragged by what you feel. It's being in touch with your emotions without being controlled by them. Today, I'm going to show you how to develop this superpower, how to build emotional mastery in a world designed to keep you reactive, triggered, and out of control. This is advanced training. This is how you become unshakable. First, let's destroy a myth that emotional control means emotional suppression. This is what most people think. They think being in control means not feeling. Being tough means being cold. Being strong means being hard. That's not control. That's disconnection. That's trauma. That's building walls instead of building strength. Real emotional control is different. It's feeling everything fully, but not being ruled by those feelings. It's having emotions without your emotions having you. Think about a skilled martial artist. They feel fear in a fight. They feel pain when they're hit. They feel adrenaline surging through their body. But they don't panic, they don't freeze, they don't act from the fear. They observe the fear, they acknowledge it, and then they respond from training, from discipline, from wisdom, not from the emotion itself. That's emotional control. You're not blocking the emotion, you're creating space around it. You're becoming the observer of your feelings, not the victim of them. When everyone else panics, the controlled person sees clearly. While others are drowning in anxiety, the controlled person is swimming through it, using it as energy, as information, as fuel. When everyone else reacts impulsively, the controlled person responds deliberately. While others are saying things they'll regret, doing things they'll have to apologize for, the controlled person is choosing their actions consciously. That's power. That's presence. That's the superpower everyone needs, but few develop. And here's what makes this so valuable in the modern world. We're living in the age of outrage. Everyone is triggered. Everyone is reactive. Everyone is emotional. The algorithms want you emotional because emotional people click more, buy more, engage more, argue more. Calm people are bad for business. So the entire digital infrastructure is designed to trigger you, to provoke you, to keep you in a state of emotional reactivity. If you're not aware of this, you're being controlled. Your emotions are being weaponized against you. You're being farmed for engagement, for attention, for clicks. But when you develop emotional control, you become immune. You see the manipulation tactics, you feel the pull toward reactivity, and you choose differently. You become dangerous to the system because you can't be controlled, you can't be triggered, you can't be farmed. That's why this is a superpower, not just for your own peace, but for your freedom in a world trying to control you. Let me show you what happens when you lose control emotionally so you can see what you're fighting against. Something happens. Could be anything. a comment someone makes, a situation that triggers an old wound, a stress that feels overwhelming. Your nervous system activates: fight, flight, or freeze. This is automatic. This is biological. This is your body trying to protect you from a perceived threat. But here's the problem. Your nervous system can't tell the difference between a real threat and a perceived one, between actual danger and emotional discomfort, between a lion attacking you and someone disagreeing with you on the internet. So it responds the same way. Adrenaline floods your system, your heart rate increases, your thinking narrows, blood flow moves away from your prefrontal cortex, the part that thinks rationally, and into your amygdala, the part that reacts emotionally. In this state, you're not capable of rational thought. You're in survival mode. And in survival mode, you do stupid things. You say things you don't mean. You make decisions you'll regret. You react instead of respond. This is emotional reactivity, and it's exhausting. Living in this state constantly drains you. It damages your relationships. It clouds your judgment. It makes you easy to manipulate. The person without emotional control lives here, in this triggered state, always on edge, always ready to react, always one comment away from exploding. Now, let me show you what happens when you have control. Something happens. Same trigger. Your nervous system starts to activate. You feel the surge of emotion, anger, fear, frustration, whatever it is. But instead of acting from it, you observe it. You notice, I'm being triggered. My body is responding. I can feel the adrenaline. I can feel the urge to react. And in that observation, something magical happens. You create a gap between the stimulus and your response, between the feeling and your action. In that gap, you regain your power. Your prefrontal cortex comes back online. Your rational mind returns. You can think, what's actually happening here? What's the wise response? What do I actually want to do versus what my emotions are pushing me to do? And then you choose, consciously, deliberately, from wisdom, not from reactivity. That's emotional control, and it changes everything.
Now let me give you 5 specific practices to develop this superpower. Practice 1. Name it to tame it. This is based on neuroscience research. When you're experiencing a strong emotion and you name it, your brain literally calms down. The act of labeling the emotion reduces its power over you. So when you feel triggered, don't try to suppress it. Name it. I'm feeling angry right now. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling defensive. Simple, clinical, observational. You're not judging the emotion, you're just naming it. And in that naming, you create distance. The emotion is no longer you, it's something you're experiencing. You become the observer, not the victim. Try this today. Every time you feel a strong emotion, pause and name it. Watch how quickly the intensity decreases. Practice 2, the 3-breath reset. Your breath is the fastest way to shift your nervous system from reactive to responsive. When you're triggered, your breathing becomes shallow, fast, chest-based. This tells your body you're in danger, which perpetuates the stress response. But you can override this consciously. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. And exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. Do this 3 times. That's it. 20 seconds total. In those 20 seconds, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest mode. You tell your body, we're safe. No need to panic. We can think clearly. This is a tactical tool. Use it before responding to that inflammatory text, before replying to that triggering email, before speaking when you're angry. 3 breaths. Regain control, then respond. Practice 3. Question the story. Most emotional reactivity isn't about what happened, it's about the story you're telling yourself about what happened. Someone doesn't text you back. The event, they didn't text back. The story, they're ignoring me. They don't respect me. They don't care about me. Someone criticizes your work. The event, they gave feedback. The story, they think I'm incompetent. They don't value me. I'm failing. The story is what triggers the emotion, not the event itself. So when you feel reactive, ask yourself, what story am I telling myself about this? Is it definitely true? What are alternative explanations? Maybe they didn't text back because they're busy. Maybe the criticism is trying to help you improve, not hurt you. Maybe you're making it about you when it's not. Question the story. Find alternative narratives. This gives your rational brain something to work with instead of being swept away by the emotional narrative. Practice 4. Zoom out. The Stoics called this the view from above. When you're caught in emotional reactivity, everything feels urgent, personal, catastrophic. But when you zoom out, you see clearly. In 10 years, will this matter? In 10 months? In 10 days? Most things we get triggered by are insignificant in the bigger picture, but our nervous system treats them like life and death situations. So, zoom out. Get perspective. See this moment in the context of your whole life, your whole journey, your whole timeline. This isn't dismissing your feelings, it's contextualizing them. It's seeing clearly instead of being lost in the fog of emotion. Practice 5. The evening emotional audit. At the end of each day, review your emotional responses. Where did you remain in control? Where did you lose it? What triggered you? How did you respond? What could you do better next time? This isn't about beating yourself up, it's about building awareness. The more you study your patterns, the more power you have to change them. Get a notebook. Every evening, write, "One moment I controlled my emotions today." Describe it. What you felt, how you chose to respond. One moment I lost control. Describe it. What triggered me, what I did, what I wish I'd done instead. One adjustment I'll make tomorrow. Specific practice or awareness. Over time, you'll see your control improving. You'll catch yourself faster. You'll respond better. You'll build emotional mastery through consistent practice. Let me address the biggest misconception about emotional control, that it makes you cold, uncaring, disconnected. This is what people fear. They think, if I control my emotions, I'll lose my passion, I'll lose my empathy, I'll become a robot. But the opposite is true. Emotional control doesn't make you cold, it makes you compassionate. Why? Because when you're not controlled by your own emotions, you can actually be present for others' emotions. You can hold space for someone else's pain without being overwhelmed by it. You can help someone through a crisis without getting swept up in it. The emotionally reactive person can't do this. They're so caught up in their own feelings that they can't see clearly. Their empathy is contaminated by their reactivity. But the person with emotional control, they can feel deeply, care deeply, love deeply, and still maintain their center. They can be moved without being unmoored. They can feel without drowning. This is what the world needs more of. Not people who feel nothing, but people who feel everything and remain grounded anyway.
Think about the best leaders, the best therapists, the best parents, the best friends. They're not the ones who are emotionally erratic. They're the ones who remain calm in chaos, who provide stability when everything else is unstable, who can hold complexity without collapsing. That's emotional control, and it's an act of love, not coldness. The wise don't avoid emotion, they discipline it. They feel it fully, process it consciously, and then choose their response wisely. That's mastery. That's presence. That's power. In this era of outrage, self-control is rebellion. Think about that. Everyone is telling you to react, to be offended, to take everything personally, to fight back, to clap back, to express every feeling immediately and publicly. The algorithms want you reactive. The media wants you outraged. The culture wants you triggered. So, when you choose calm, when you refuse to be provoked, when you observe instead of react, you're rebelling against the entire system. You're saying, no, you don't get to control me. You don't get to trigger me. You don't get to make me dance like a puppet on your strings. That's powerful. That's dangerous to the status quo. That's revolutionary. So, stay calm, observe more, react less, build the superpower of emotional control while everyone else gives theirs away. Watch how your life changes. Watch how your relationships deepen. Watch how your decisions improve. Watch how your peace becomes permanent. If you're mastering this power, if you're choosing control over reactivity, comment below, I choose control, and subscribe to Mind Armor, because real strength starts in silence. Real power comes from within. This is how you become unshakable. This is how you develop the superpower everyone needs but few have. Emotional control. The ability to feel everything and remain centered anyway. In a world where everyone is triggered, be the calm one, be the grounded one, be the one who holds the throne.